Good morning, pirates. I've got a new build video for you today. This build is going to be on the Padewakang. Call mine Bad Paddy. It's a DPS ship specialized in dealing damage and status effects. Has detonate, explosive hits have a 70% chance of triggering an explosion, which deals 1,000 damage within a 125 meter blast radius. If the target ship is ablaze, an additional explosion will trigger at a 100% chance. So that means, will trigger. Per explosive hit, it increases damage to structures by 50% and weapon damage radius by 12%. At half sails or anchored, it increases your weapon damage by 35% and decreases reload time by 15% for explosive weapons. I'm running all explosive weapons, by the way. The ship loadout, the weapons. We're running the Mons Meg 3. It's a grandiose Scottish bombard designed to shatter castle walls, exceptional at damaging structures, does 5,793 damage, has siege automatically and explosive 1, and piercing 1. I rolled on combustion, siege, and overflow. Overflow is going to give it flooding, and that makes a difference when you put on the caustic spall station. So again, combustion, siege, and overflow. Combustion, soul mending, and overflow. You'll notice on my broadsides I have soul mending on both. There's a reason. This is the other one, combustion, soul mending, and overflow. And then on the rear I have combustion, siege, and overflow. If it already has siege and you roll siege on it, it's like having double siege. And then the Roaring Meg enhances explosive damage to be extremely effective against structures. This behemoth grinds forts to ash, eliminating any rivals to the DMC's fortifications. Does 21,709 damage. Has demolition explosive damage from this weapon, deals 300% increased damage to structures. Adds 30% of damage, explosive damage in a 30-meter blast radius, and piercing 1. So combustion, amplified explosive, and siege. The armor, running the Nocturne Heart. I've rolled on stout and double maintenance. We're running the Nocturne Heart because it increases weapon damage by 15%, while our whole health is above 75%. Furniture, which makes it all work. Got the Worm's Breath Turner for your major furniture. Triggering shell shocked on the target increases reload time of their weapons by 20% for 10 seconds. It's going to increase your secondary damage of explosive weapons by 20%. Increases weapon damage of explosive weapons by 5%. If you don't have the Worm's Breath Turner, which a lot of people don't, you can use the Mark of the Wolf. Triggering blaze on the target also increases shell shock charge rate by 50% for 7 seconds, but it also increases fire rate of explosive weapons by 20%, and it's going to increase your damage to structures by 5%. So you're going to get 20% faster reload if you use this. If you don't have this, you could use the Bilge Fire Barrels. It'll give you another 5% damage and 10% secondary damage. And if you don't have that, then you can go to the Iron Capstan, which will make it just so you take less damage while you're anchored. So many different options there. Then you got to have the Bombard Ministry. Increases bombard damage by 10%. It increases damage to structures by 8%. It's going to increase repair amount of repair weapons, which you saw had soul mending on there, by 5%. And then the Caustic Spall Station, damage dealt with a flooding weapon from over 200 meters away increases flooding damage by 13% for 10 seconds. For every 1% increase in projectile speed of weapons through bonuses, it increases flooding damage of those weapons by 1%, and then increases damage to enemy ships with the flooded effect by 10%. Ammo Priming Bench increases damage to structures by 20% for siege weapons and repair amount of repair weapons by 18% when more than 160 meters away from the target. Siege weapons deal 4% increased weapon damage. Repair weapons repair 7% more whole health. It increases projectile speed of siege weapons and repair weapons by 10%. So you're going to get 10% towards your Caustic Spall Station just by having this on your ship. Then you get your shell packing station. Increase the area of effect radius of bombard weapons by 5%. Reduces reload time of bombard weapons by 5%. So 5 and 5. And then the expanding corkscrew station. Increase secondary damage of flooding weapon by 12%. Increase maximum range of flooding weapon by 8%. If you don't want to use the shell packing station and you want more damage instead of more reload, you can switch this out for the high velocity kegs if you have it. That'll increase your secondary damage of piercing weapons, which all of them are piercing. And then you get another 8% to your range. That's your other auxiliary you could switch out to. Other than that, that's the ship. Let me show you some damage. Here's where we're going to start the video back. All right, half sails is just one click on your sails there. Oops. You got to hit it though. Bombards are still hard to aim. Still get 2,000 if you hit their sails. But you get over 7,000 if you hit the ship.
Put your butts into it! We'll get you next time! You should not be lost.
So much damage. Plus, it's fun. You just sail at half sails and just destroy everything. Look at that. The reload is pretty fast too. I gotta show one more thing though. You don't have to come if you don't want to, Cotton, but I need to go here. See, I get over 25, 28. And of course, everything that you hit from your broadsides heals you. So this is a amazing build for this Wolvenhall fort. This side, same, 28. Time to go. If I'm at full sales, it's 23. On the Commodore, over 8. And the reload is quick. Of course, now he's got me taunted. 6, because he's on Fury.
Enjoy your time amongst the living, for now!
Can't see. Whoops. That was 215,000. $245. And again, since I do have the soul mending, I'm healing every single time I'm hitting with my broadsides. There it is. Oh ho ho. Cheater. Cheater fort. Well, with that being said, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you got any comments, you can leave them below. If you want to see future Skull and Bones videos, which I have plenty in the works, make sure you are subscribed. Looking good. I love the Mons Megs. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace.